Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is now June 23rd, 2021. Someone asked if I could look into the death of George Carlin, the legendary comedian who passed away in 2018. Yesterday made 13 years since his death. So I want to go back and look at what really happened to George Carlin. Supposedly he died from heart failure. But those of you familiar with the work, familiar with the channel, you guys know that that's not what happened to George Carlin. He was definitely another ritual murder. Before we start, I just got my computer back. My computer was broken for the past 2 weeks, so that's why I haven't been doing presentations like this in the last 2 weeks. But I just want to make sure that everything is working. If you guys can hear me, if you guys can see me good. So if anybody can just confirm it in the chat room, we can get started with the presentation of George Carlin. I feel like I haven't done this in so long. So if anybody can just confirm the audio and make sure that everything is just up to speed. George Carlin died on the day with 56 numerology. Appreciate that. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so let's see. So George Carlin, he was 71 years old when he passed away. And they're saying that he died from heart failure. He died on June 22nd in 2008. So yesterday made 13 years since his passing. 13 years. It says here that comedian George Carlin, a counterculture hero famed for his routines about drugs, dirty words, and the demise of humanity, died of heart failure at a Los Angeles area hospital on Sunday. He was 71. Like how Catholic sums to 71. All right, so let's take a look. So George Carlin, he was born on May 12, 1937. He passed away on June 22nd on the 42nd day of his age. His surname, Carlin, equals 42, just like Jesuits. Not sure what the other slide is not coming up, but here it is. So Carlin is 42, Jesuit is 42. He died on the 42nd day of his age. And like I said in the beginning of the video, he died on the day with 56 numerology. And of course, Society of Jesus equals 56. But it looks like his death was more connected to his last stand-up, his last show, which aired on March 1st in 2008. It was called It's Bad For You. This is definitely one of my favorite stand-ups of him. He has a lot of good ones, but I feel like in this one, he really did it. He spoke about a lot of things. He even talked about a lot of conspiracies that are very much true. So if you guys haven't seen this one here, It's Bad For You by George Carlin, I definitely recommend it. This is a classic. Classic. And it aired on TV on March 1st, but the DVD, actually the CD, it released on July 29th, according to Wikipedia. It says here that it was his 19th album, his 14th and final HBO stand-up comedy special. And of course, the number 14, it connects to dead and end. So think about his final performance was his 14th. But notice here it says that the CD released on July 29th. And it says that it was televised live on March 1st, 2008 on HBO. Alright. But let me show you guys how his death is connected to this, right? So look, from March 1st, that was the day that it released on TV, to his death on June 22nd, he died 114 days after the show was televised on HBO. And in Gematria, his name, George Carlin, equals 114. He died 114 days after this show was televised. And from his death to the day that the CD was released on July 29th, The CD was released 38 days after his death. And of course, death, killing, RIP, and murder, they all equate to 38. So this is why they released it 38 days after his death. And like I mentioned, the number 14, it connects to the word end and dead. All right. And this was his final performance and his 14th performance of his comedy career. So he definitely, it's possible that he died from heart failure, but, this man was, if he did die from heart failure, he was definitely poisoned. Something provoked his death. It wasn't just, he didn't die a natural death. This man died by the numbers, like how most of the celebrities, actually, I'm convinced that it's all of them. Most of the celebrities in the mainstream media, they all die by this code. I'm really convinced that it's 100% of them. And George Carlin is no exception. And just to show you, the reason he died at the age of 71 is because in Gematria, Catholic sums to 71. If you guys notice the thumbnail that I put for this video, I'm not familiar with that. I don't know where that's from, but I found the image of him on the internet, dressed as the Pope, and in the back of the image it says Catholic. So and then he died at 71. Let's see if I can find that. Catholic is 71. He died at the age of 71. So George Carlin as Pope. I think this is from, it says here, celebrate the Pope. I was a Catholic once. I think that's what that's from. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is a stand-up or some type of movie. I don't know what this is from. It's a George Carlin special from 9/10/2001. I was kind of... it looks like this is one of his specials. But there's actually a photograph, and then there's the term Catholic in the back. And we just saw how the word Catholic equals... See it here? I think it says Catholicism. I don't know what it says. I can't see it. Okay, so it does say that. Okay. Yeah, so this, I don't know if this is a movie or what it is, but, Catholic is 71, and this man died at the age of 71. So, no doubt, this man died by the code. I'm gonna right after this live stream, I'm gonna watch this. I want to see what this is all about. But yeah, Catholic 71, died at the age of 71. He died 114 days after his last show aired on HBO. It's bad for you. And it's funny because he talks about a lot of things in there. A lot of things. He talks about how people are dumb, how people are scared of germs, Think about the coronavirus agenda. I forgot what else he talked about in there. Actually, I'm gonna look up I'm gonna look up the track list because if I look at the track list names, I think I can remember. So it's bad for you. See if I can remember. Okay, so he his old fuck going through my address book. Things we say to people things we say when people die. When smiling, he's smiling down. Parents in hell. Yeah, I don't remember any of these. I think this is one of my favorites. God bless America. Yeah, and then he closed it out by saying that you have no rights. All this stuff is true, And then he talks about how swearing on the Bible. I remember this, swearing on the Bible when you go to court. Yeah, funny. These are all funny skits, but a lot of it's really the truth in plain sight. So I recommend you guys watch it if you guys haven't seen it. It's funny. Look at that. The show aired for 67 minutes. I'm going to show you guys something about 67. In case you guys are new here. I didn't even realize that it was 67 minutes long. But blood sacrifice equals 67 in Gematria. Also human sacrifice. And His death had everything to do with his last show. He died 114 days after it was aired, and his name is 114. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think George or maybe Carlin is 67. No? Thought I saw 67. But yeah, look at that. It's exactly 67 hours, 67 minutes long. His last show. Amazing. So rest in peace, George Carlin. Definitely recommend it. Anybody that is not familiar with George Carlin, this is one of the greatest comedians of all time. You guys should definitely look into his work. And if you guys are into truth, he speaks a lot of truth in his stand-up, so you'll definitely learn a couple of things. I think this is the only, if there was more people like George Carlin in the world, I think the people will wake up faster to what's really going on. I think that's the best way to put out truth. Do it through the media. Do it through music, through comedy, because that's what everybody enjoys. Nobody likes to sit through these videos and learn something. People find these videos boring. But if I was telling a joke, made you laugh, maybe you'll listen. Maybe a lot of more people will listen. So I ended there. Thanks everybody for joining us, and I'll see you guys next time.